These undrafted players would be a nightmare for the NBA. Every single year, we go super in-depth on every player who got drafted. But recently, we've seen a lot of players in the league not having their names called despite their significant impact on the field. You're watching Sportsman Pro, where we delve into the world of sports. For today's video, let's take a look at some of the undrafted players that would be a nightmare for the NBA. Number 1. Sharif ONeal. Let's start with some big names you've undoubtedly heard of. You may not be aware of this, but Sharif ONeal, the son of Shaquille O'Neal, actually chose to enter the recent draft against the advice of many, including his father. Well, Sharif hasn't really demonstrated much to indicate that he has NBA talent. He just completed his junior season at LSU, where he averaged just 3 points while playing only 9 minutes per game. That sort of performance rarely results in an NBA opportunity. However, Sharif ONeal once ranked as one of the top recruits in the nation and was openly being discussed as a potential NBA draft pick. The 6'10" graduated from high school as the nation's 32nd ranked athlete. Although he was extremely athletic like his father, his game was different. Instead, it was his spacing and coordination that many found exciting. He attended UCLA, but it was at this point that things started to go downhill. Perhaps not on the court, but off. He was diagnosed with a serious heart problem that needed surgery. He did, in fact, manage to bounce back from this, but he seemed to lose a lot of his confidence and momentum. On the bright side, it's impressive to see how quickly he was given a chance. It was announced that Sharif ONeal would join the Lakers' Summer League team immediately following the draft. Number 2. Kai Soto. Next is Filipino-born Kai Soto. The tall center, who is 7'2", was born and raised in the Philippines and later moved to the United States to attend the Miami School in Hamilton, Ohio. Numerous Division I programs showed a lot of interest in him. He made the decision to join the G League Ignite last season. Sadly, things didn't turn out the way we had hoped. He was scheduled to miss a number of games to compete for his country in the 2021 FIBA Asia Cup, but because of the pandemic's travel limitations, he was unable to return for the G League season in the United States. He made the decision to join Josh Giddey's former team, the Adelaide 36ers, in the Australian NBL because he was ineligible for both the 2021 NBA draft and collegiate basketball. He had an 8-point and 5-rebound average for the season. He didn't blow anyone away, but he still made the decision to declare for the NBA draft in 2022. Sadly, he was not drafted. Number 3. Scottie Pippen Jr. Another son of a former NBA legend was in this draft. We have the son of none other than Scottie Pippen Jr. Even though Pippen Jr. is only 6'1" tall and lacks his father's tall physique, he inherited a lot of his talent. He surpassed most expectations. He scored 12 points on average as a freshman. He was impressive as a sophomore when he came into a significant position. He shot 36% from 3 and had a 21-5 average. He made the decision to enter the draft where he, unfortunately, went undrafted, but was immediately offered a two-way deal by the Los Angeles Lakers. Number 4. Ron Harper Jr. Next, we have the son of Ron Harper Jr. He was born 6 feet 6 inches tall, just like his father. But the fact that his father was that tall and a point guard at his time is what made him so unique. On the other hand, his son, who is 6 feet 6 inches tall, is a wing. He wasn't getting any attention at all in high school. Fortunately, though, he was still able to secure a Division I opportunity with Rutgers. He averaged 8 points per game as a freshman, 12 points per game as a sophomore, 15 points per game as a junior, and 16 points per game as a senior. He also shot a very outstanding 40% from three-point range, which completely transformed how he was perceived as a prospect. However, it seems that he just barely did not make the cut. Fortunately, the Toronto Raptors, one of the ideal organizations for a player in this scenario to join because of their history of nurturing young talent, signed him to a two-way contract straight after the draft. Number 5. Brady Mannion. Despite being among the top players in the nation, a few college basketball stars apparently did not have enough of a prospect to be selected in the draft. Next, we have North Carolina's Brady Mannion. Mannion attended Oklahoma for his first 4 years of college, but he ended up with an extra year of eligibility, which he chose to utilize at North Carolina, where he played a crucial role in the team's NCAA tournament run. He averaged 15 points and 6 rebounds per game while shooting 40% from three-point range on an average of over 6 attempts. Everyone knew about the dangerous backcourt of R.J. Davis and Caleb Love. However, it was their front court of Mannion and Armando Bacot that really made the difference, allowing them to be a blown lead away from another NCAA championship. Mannion is one of the better shooters when challenged, and he plays with a lot of enthusiasm. However, he hasn't yet signed a contract with the team. Number 6. Colin Gillespie. Colin Gillespie of Villanova is another top player in college basketball who went unnoticed. He's a 5-year player who led one of the best teams in the nation this past season. He has scored almost 15 points per game on average over the past 3 years. But this year, he significantly improved his efficiency. He averaged 16-4-3 while shooting an insane 42% from three-point range on an average of almost 7 attempts per game. In their game against Kansas in the Final Four, we saw just how much his team depended on him. He seemed to be the only one who could consistently come up with a shot, and most of those shots were really difficult. Although he was quite excellent, it is understandable why he had trouble moving on to the second round. Standing at about 6'3", he is small. He's a 5-year player, as we previously noted, and he doesn't possess any particularly remarkable athletic abilities. These are all traits that the majority of NBA organizations don't seek in a prospect. He will nonetheless have the chance to disprove everyone, as he was able to sign a 2-way contract with the Denver Nuggets after the draft. Number 7, Justin Lewis. Now, those were the well-known players who missed out on being selected, but they were by no means the only standout athletes. Justin Lewis is among the top players who are highly anticipated and have a good probability of being selected in the draft. The athletic 6'7" made a significant improvement as a sophomore, scoring 17 points and grabbing 8 rebounds while shooting 35% from 3. If you're a Bulls fan, you should be thrilled because they were able to sign him to a 2-way contract immediately following the draft. Number 8, Dominic Barlow. Dominic Barlow is another player who actually made the decision to compete in the new Overtime Elite League. He was a top 100 recruit out of high school. Perhaps things might have turned out very differently if he had chosen to attend college. Nonetheless, the San Antonio Spurs signed him to a 2-way contract after he went undrafted. Number 9, Michael Foster Jr. Next, we have Michael Foster Jr., a G League Ignite player who actually had a pretty outstanding year last year, averaging 15 and 9. This one is extremely intriguing. While we previously mentioned Barlow as a top 100 recruit nationwide, Foster was a top 10 recruit and graduated as the 9th-ranked player in his class. He already has an NBA contract with the Philadelphia 76ers, not simply a 2-way arrangement. Number 10, Montero. Finally, we have Montero, a foreign prospect. He made the decision to join the Overtime Elite League, where he gradually lost ground and eventually failed to be drafted. He has signed an Exhibit 10 deal with the New York Knicks. Now, those are the undrafted players that could quite possibly dominate the NBA. Who among them are your favorites and wish to see more of? Tell us your thoughts in the comments section. Smash that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed this video.